Hello again and welcome to the next tutorial. In this video, we'll be crafting the articulated arms for the Imperial knight armor. This includes the vambrace, rerebrace, also known as the upper and lower cannons, the elbow, inner guard, and lames. I'll be demonstrating the crafting process in leather, but you may use other mediums if you wish. As always, please feel free to enjoy this video on its own and grab any tips for your own projects. Or you can follow along and build this yourself by picking up the pattern at the Prince Armory Academy. Be sure to print out your patterns and make a paper mock-up before beginning to ensure fit and also to get a feel for the assembly process. The first step is cutting out the parts. One of the bonuses for the Imperial Knight series is that it includes patterns designed for laser cutting too, so I'll be using my Glowforge for cutting these parts. The leather I am using for this project is 10 to 11 ounce vegetable tan leather from Weaver. And for the straps, I tried Glowforge proof grade leather material for the first time. I must say it's very nice and convenient. I cut out all of the gauntlet parts using it, so I'll talk more about it in that tutorial up next. And just a reminder, if you decide to add a Glowforge to your own workspace, use my affiliate code Prince Armory to save up to $500 on your purchase. You can of course cut all the parts out by hand too. To do this, you would print and cut the paper patterns. Then you would trace them onto the leather. I lost one of the small bits, and compared to hunting it down, it was just faster to trace the mirror of the part and cut it out manually. I will have more hand cutting tips for this series soon, but here's a preview for now. At this stage, you will decide what sort of tooling and embellishment you want to do, or you can leave it plain as I will do here. If this is your first time here, please be sure to check out the other tips and lessons available on the channel and at the Academy if you'd like to take your project to the next level. The steps for dye and finish were also covered in the leg armor tutorial, so I'll be jumping ahead to the assembly steps to avoid too much redundancy. Before you begin assembly, I suggest you knoll out all of the pieces and make sure everything lines up. It's a bit like a puzzle, but if you look at the reference photos and layout here, you'll get it down no problem. First, I'll prepare the buckle straps for assembly. The arm sections call for 6 straps in all, plus one spanning the inner elbow. If you don't know about these small rivets from Weaver, they're really great for thin and delicate projects like this. Beginning work on the vambrace or lower cannon, I'll first add the buckles while the parts are still flat. The straps are already marked for the design, but you can adjust those if you wish. I'm using 3/4 inch buckle straps here, so I'm punching new holes to accommodate that. Then I'll be starting at the bottom and working my way up. I'm using medium double capped rivets when going through 2 layers, and long rivets when going through 3. To assemble the rear brace or upper cannon, just add the buckle strap and rivet the layers together, same as was done for the vambrace. To assemble the elbow, you'll be closing the side with rivets, but as you close the side, take note to rivet in the strap as you do. If you have trouble reaching the inner rivets, just set them flat from the inside. Now we can finally bring everything together with Chicago screws. The small plates that connect the pieces together are called lames, and these are all the same size in this case. Grab the first two lames, the elbow, and the inner guard and connect them using Chicago screws. It can be fiddly going through 3 layers, but once you get it, the next steps are easy. Working up from the elbow, I will add the next lame piece. Then I will attach the rear brace. You will need to pay attention to the orientation though. For the elbow, the assemble side with the rivets faces inwards towards the body when worn. The wider fan part of the inner guard faces towards the outside, and when the cannons are assembled, the straps will rest towards the inside of the body. Then I will attach the lower lame and vambrace. Some of the tools and materials used in this video were provided by Weaver Leather. I've been a longtime customer of Weaver's for most of my time in business, and I appreciate their support in these tutorials. They have an online store packed with everything a leatherworker needs for their projects. If you'd like to stock up on great leather and other materials for your next project, please be sure to check out the affiliate link in the description. Additional notes. You may note there are some extra holes on the rear brace. The top holes are in case you want to lace the piece to something like chainmail or an arming jacket. The lower holes are in case you want to add a retaining strap that lets you connect the arms to the pauldrons. It can be useful in some situations. And the extra holes on the inside are provided in case you want to add a retaining strap. but it's not really necessary in this case. We use Chicago screws for assembly of hinge joints because they are very sturdy and allow for great movement. Be sure to add some super glue or thread lock when you're happy with the final assembly, as they will definitely work themselves free over time if you do not. Also, a big thanks to our patrons for their continued support of this content. There are some great perks like free patterns and behind the scenes content, so maybe you'll consider joining us there. And don't forget, you can join us on YouTube now as well. I have exclusive new vlog updates coming soon. These will only be available for Patreon and YouTube members.